Hello, I'm Joe. I'm going to be doing a stream here and just going to go over, I think, what I enjoy doing here is I'm building an app and I'm using Windsurf and Daytona and I'm using um, ChatGPT. I'm using some different things. So I kind of like to just stream that out to anybody that's wanting to watch it. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of do that and um, put some music on too. Some of it's probably going to be a little weird, but that's what I do. So anyway, I wanted to kind of share what this is all about. It's all breaking on me, that's for sure. But I'm building something. It's going to be a good thing, I think. Right now, I'm just putting some soundtrack together. Test the audio on the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Just gonna kind of go through some things that I'm doing. I am going on vacation here in a couple of days, or in a day or so. So kind of got a free night to build some things. And I've been working a lot with Daytona, which is pretty cool infrastructure. So it'd be cool for anybody that's interested in uh, building on top of like sandboxes that are just basically like a virtual, like think of if you know like Linux. Um, or like think of like just a computer that has like a virtual CPU and a virtual RAM and a virtual storage, and you can basically build things on it. So I'm just experimenting with what I could do with that, and it's been pretty cool to try to get it to work. So I figured I'd share that and put on some music too. I enjoy to create the different things here. Um, I'm doing a lot more experimenting with Suno, and I have a few friends that are musician types. So musicians, I would musician types. They play instruments and sing and all of the things. So I uh, recently mixed in some um, guitar into the music of Suno and created some things. So it will probably not get to that, but it's down here too, and it's Suno's just phenomenal. It's phenomenal. So I recommend that to anybody that's interested in music. If anyone's curious about this, I have a GPT that is I trained it on different instructions of like Suno, and I don't know if Suno had instructions, but I like on some information that on how to kind of come up with workable music patterns. I feel like maybe that cheapifies everything, but it makes for some good listening, I think. I'll get a couple of these and then I'll start to do the show some of the other stuff. Feel free to chime in chat. I think someone brought up last time is like be better to do a stream and have like anybody watching to like kind of build something that is more maybe what I'll do in the future if anyone's actually interested in watching me do this. Um, the more I do it, it seems like the more people kind of get interested in this thing. Like there's a couple different channels. I don't have a lot of people that watch these streams, but um, they tend to be, I think, pretty decent. Um, so feel free to keep watching. Let me just do 2 more of these and then I'll just go to 10 if that's okay. Man, it is kind of boring to do this side of things though. I do like the names and stuff that come up though. It's fun. I actually burned through most of my coins or my credits. If you think it's somewhat kind of a cheap way of creating songs, it's I recommend doing it this similar way or trying some of this stuff out because um, you just find some very unique styles that you can kind of explore a little better. And yeah, I mean, if obviously, super creative people, musicians and all might be more inclined to make their own things, but this really has helped me kind of make something, come about and not just, grab something from here. I don't know. I'm just rambling on now. Oops. Thanks for tuning in, though. I'll get to the app and kind of the way things are working for me right now, and what I'm going to do, and then um, go from there. But I wanted to get this last one. The one good thing about doing it this way too, with like the Suno mix, is that it gets streamed to YouTube, so I won't get flagged on the other platforms, um, because it's all technically unique music. It's kind of cool. Hey, it's Whitney. Hi. Thanks for coming in, checking out my thing. I don't know how to do this sort of thing very well, but I enjoy doing it. So, hi. Appreciate you coming along and kind of just seeing what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna put on this, let this stream through, and so what I've been doing is I've been using Windsurf a lot. Like, this is by far my favorite thing to use. A lot of people have said Claude Code is a lot better. I think it's a lot more coder oriented. Like, if you're a coder, it might be better to use Claude Code. I have a Windows machine, and getting it the like install and stuff like that is just a little bit extra steps to get than just terminal use. I don't know. It was seemingly a lot of effort when I can just either use it down here, I think, if I install some things, or I could just use Sonnet 4 here and GPT-5. It's been working for me so far. So what I'm doing is I am building a like a hub. What happened? Oh, I don't even think the music is playing. I just realized. Hey, I am sorry, but for you just watching me randomly put that. But I'm gonna play the music here. Sorry. Jeez. All right, so that's why you got to test things. I normally just go and I see what is going on the stream, and I didn't do that, and you guys are missing out. So you got some music now, and so I just do that sometimes to get some inspiration, because I have a custom GPT that it really should be customized more, because I always have to put in some like, hey, give me this, instead of just saying, spit it out. But I try to get like a group of different music, styles. Put it in Suno, and then I have a good 20 minutes or so playlist. So back to it. So Daytona is, so far it's awesome. I have to get my thing working here. I'm gonna see if it is working here. I'm also using Vercel, so if you're not familiar with that, you can get a little bit more details about that. But I think the app that I'm building here, I think it would be appreciated by more people that are building AI apps and stuff like that. I don't know if I can gear it towards like general, like everybody use. I hope everybody could use it, but here, let me. So basically, this is what it looks like. It's going to be a infrastructure so that you could use the two open weight models that were released by OpenAI, the OSS 20B and the 120B, and then those are hosted on Model. Basically, just you could build this probably right now. It took me a little bit of time, so you might have to, if you wanted to work this or build this too. I'm probably gonna have like the GitHub how to do it, somewhere at some point. But it's just basically using GPUs and you can build sandboxes that have the models in volumes. So what I'm thinking people can do with this is that I can have volumes, and they will have the model files already there, so you don't have to pull them from like Hugging Face or whatever. And you'll have a sandbox that spins up, and it will have your like sandbox to do whatever. And if you need inference, it will be able to pull from the GPUs to get like chats and chatbots and things. And if you want to build a chatbot, then it can, you know, use that plus the models in the volumes for like reference. So like get the inference and the reference. I don't know. That's the plan. It seems to be doing something, so we'll see. So we got sign in. So this is what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be able to create sandboxes and then test the things. I'm about maybe a little less than halfway probably done with that app, or at least to a point where people can test it. But what it does is it tests the connection to the Daytona. Now it's trying to create sandboxes, but it's erroring out, or was. Yeah, I tried to create. So before I have it do anything, I have way too many sandboxes. I think I can clear them all. I forget which ones. There was 2 of them that successfully mounted everything, but they're lost in the midst of it all. I think it's these 2. No. Anyway, we'll see if So if you like to know how my method is, I like to basically have this windsurf do a lot of the legwork and a lot of the work. Right now I'm feeding it back the errors that it's getting from building what it built. So it's like with all of this, you know, vibe coding or whatever you want to call it, is yeah, that's just like a sometimes like a lack of actual coding. But I know a lot of people do it different ways. This is just basically what I've been successful with, and how I've been going about it is working with the AI, just building what I want to build, and working with it. I think you should know or understand, you know, like a lot of the code, but you can build stuff without knowing much. Not too much a fan of this music. So with Daytona, the cool thing is that you can build sandboxes, right? So you build sandboxes, and they have a version of Linux on them. I think you can get a bunch of different like operating systems to function on them. somewhere there's a list. There's different operating systems you can put on it, but basically it's a Linux box, a Sandbox, and it does this. This is the life cycle, and it spins up. This is actually a cool little diagram. I should know a little bit more about it. But the first thing that I found was a problem was this bit right here. And you can do a lot of, there's a few things with Daytona that you can do. So there's, you could just get all of this information and feed this into a, like what I did was one of the things I did was I created like just a text document, and I got all of this information and I kind of cleaned it up a little bit, and then fed it back into Windsurf so it knew, but it always forgets how to do things. So you just retell the application here to what what you're working on, and give it the details there. All right. I don't know, it's sketchy. Okay. Close that. So with Daytona, back to this, I'm gonna tell it to clean up its snapshots here. If you really read into these, they're not super great. Like the exclude is foghorn blasts. Please don't include. Be cool to get the opposite too. Only foghorns. But yeah, so looks like it cleaned up some sandboxes. But what you could do with the sandboxes is you could create snapshots, which are basically just like images of the images is not the right word, but something you could spin up that's pre-configured. So what I'm going to have is I'm going to have different tiers. I'll have like a free tier. It's just going to be low specs. Then you can move up the tiers by paying for the tiers. So that's pretty cool. Registries, I'm not into that yet, but basically Dockers and things like that. Sure, it'll be useful. Volumes, what I did here was, so there's like a 10 gig of bit storage limit, I think, on the sandboxes, depending on probably the tier or something involved. But what I was trying to do is put a volume of dependencies that some of these things will have. So sandboxes will spin up, and you might want to update like the sandbox, and you might want to put drivers on it or just something, you know. And so this will have like the basic stuff so that it doesn't have to store it all on its own like low storage. It can have it on a separate volume. I originally, smart me was like, well, I could fit the models on the volumes and then pull from the volumes and do things with the models, but you can't really do that because it needs a lot of more horsepower. So they need a GPU inference to function and use all of their cool model things, like create chatbots out of it, and basically use the machine learning that the models are pre kind of worked to, it's not the best way to explain any of that. Yeah. Anyway, the volumes are here. They have the models on them, and what I'm going to use them for is I'm going to have it so the sandboxes spin up, and then it'll have mounted volumes that have the models on them, so that if you want to create, say, an app that uses one of these models, then you can do that with the storage. It might be useful. I don't know yet. I haven't really built anything. I'm just building the parts to it right now. Okay. But that's basically Daytona, and you program using like command line and stuff to deploy this stuff. So I'll just continue on my way here. I want to change the name. I'm like stuck now, so built into it. And then I knew the name was something I should think more on, but Neural Weights Hub just doesn't make any sense. know if it does anything. Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to fix that next. Creates this pretty cool low model, so that's working. It's gonna give, I have it all labeled, which is pretty. Free tier, all this stuff, and then so it spins this up, and this is like just a sandbox. So see if the VNC works. That hasn't been working for me, but that is something wrong with my cache or something. Oh, nope, it worked. So you get like this. This is the sandbox. You want to see like a models there. So that worked. Like it didn't work with the. Yeah, what is this deploy? It's just deployed. Distracting. Can I start from up here already? And this is what I do. I basically work with this until we figure out what is wrong with the system, and then we correct it. So hopefully this all will turn into the ideas so that people can have like they can log in, they can deploy a sandbox, they can create an app with using the models, the open weight models, to build the apps, and then if wanting to use some of the volumes, like they'll have the models there to do it. I'm going to give some, once it's built, I'll connect it to other things too, and hopefully it'll be something that people will be worth wanting to pay for. So with the sandboxes, if they get created and they're not set to auto stop, then it can be used as like an API endpoint for their own usage of the models. So that's going to be cool. You're wondering why I'm copying and pasting. If you click it, it opens up in the Windsurf browser, and that tends to fail on me. I don't know if anyone else has that experience with Windsurf. This can get tedious, so I might not stream, too much more. I don't know. I don't know, really. I want to play some video games too, but for people, I don't know if they even really want to see me playing a game halfly, not well. See, like, this is awesome. So music stopped. This started to do a lot of Suno making, but and it really likes to exclude the foghorn. I wonder when the foghorn is best used. Almost done. Oh, come on. Change the, like, front there. What the hell is it changing all the things for? What a mess. Nothing does nothing. That's the other part that's frustrating. it with a little of this document when it's done. I actually want to switch over to and play games or anything. I'll probably just continue doing this for a little bit and see where it goes. It's gonna change it up, like play something. I always feel like that's always not as interesting for the other like side of things. Like it's fun to play a game, but not so much to watch. And it also makes for the stream to be all scattered. So far, I've dug most of the music. Different. Hmm. It's not gonna work. No. Why? this is dragging on. I'm sure that there's probably not going to be much eventful things. We'll check this last one, see if it gets a connection to the preview link, which I don't know if that will even be worthwhile or if this is the right thing to do. I'm just moving along, seeing where it goes. So I'm going to keep trying it. So we'll see if this works. For checking this out. I'm probably going to give it another 20 minutes or so. Trying to build this thing, and it is kind of slow to watch. So, yeah. Alright, that's what's up. So, does that just give access to that? give this last one a go, and then I'll call that quits. Let's super progress though. If not any clue what's going on, and basically the service is now capable of launching a sandbox, and then users can get into the sandbox built. You need an interface that's going to allow for building. So basically, I am going to call it here, able to create sandboxes that are accessible. So that's great. We'll see what that leads into. Thanks for joining me on that. It's been fun. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of your night.